Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. For those not super familiar, macOS Sequoia is Apple's refined desktop OS that blends powerful features with a clean, intuitive interface, emphasizing privacy, productivity, and seamless integration across devices. Way back when Sequoia first launched in 2024, I dove right in on my Hackintoshed Lenovo ThinkPad T480, fell hard for its Apple Intelligence tools and the fresh window management tweaks, and tried to make it my go-to for daily work. That's because despite some early divisive choices like the delayed rollout of certain AI features and initial compatibility hiccups with third-party apps, it delivered a polished, reliable experience that felt like a natural evolution from Sonoma. It came at a time when I was getting frustrated with bloated software ecosystems, endless notifications, and interfaces that prioritized flash over function. Then Sequoia showed up with smarter Siri integrations, enhanced continuity between iPhone and Mac, and those subtle design refinements that just made everything feel more cohesive. To put it another way, macOS Sequoia is just satisfying to use and look at. Plus, Apple has consistently shown they can deliver all that while prioritizing security and accessibility, areas where they've invested heavily. But eventually, I got pulled toward beta testing the next big thing, macOS Tahoe, because that's where I was in my Apple journey, chasing the latest innovations and customizations. And I'll always remind myself and you that it's amazing how there's always a macOS version or update that matches your workflow and needs perfectly. With macOS Sequoia 15.7.3 releasing just over a week ago, I wanted to jump back in and revisit Sequoia after spending the last few months mostly on Tahoe betas with my setup optimized for heavy multitasking and development. I expected some adjustment period after not daily driving Sequoia since early 2025, and yeah, I was spot on. This video was going to be something else entirely. A couple of days ago, I installed the 15.7.3 update on a fresh Sequoia partition and plan to do a deep dive first impressions vid. After a few hours of testing, my notes were veering negative. I was annoyed that some display issues popped up with my external monitor, frustrated by the update process tricking some users into jumping to Tahoe accidentally, and bummed that it didn't introduce flashy new features beyond fixes. And I ditched that whole script. Not because I aim for positivity, not because criticism isn't valid, I scrapped it because it wasn't fair. I was slipping into that classic "it's broken for me" mindset we all hit sometimes. Truth is, macOS Sequoia 15.7.3 works great. It's more stable and secure than before. It just didn't align perfectly with my Tahoe-tuned habits right away. And you know what? That's what bugs me most, because Sequoia is still fantastic and deserves more love from users sticking with it. I wish it could be my main OS again. If you find this video while researching if Sequoia 15.7.3 or any macOS update is for you, don't lean on opinions from folks who aren't actively using it daily. Their takes come from preference and habit, not deep experience. Instead of harping on any downsides, which commonly are a stumbling block if you're doing it on a Hackintosh machine, let's focus on what I genuinely dig about macOS Sequoia 15.7.3 and why it's worth checking out. Earlier this year, Sequoia builds were solidifying Apple Intelligence and core features, but with ongoing feedback, Apple rolled out this point release to address key vulnerabilities and bugs. After users reported issues in betas and forums, the team fixed a wealth of security holes, including potential memory corruption and file handling, and tightened permission controls to prevent unauthorized access. Crucially, at least for me, I'm thrilled to see these patches without disrupting the smooth Wayland-like compositing or pipewire equivalents in macOS. Everything ran flawlessly when I tested video editing in CapCut and screen recording in QuickTime. I encountered zero glitches there. Also, back in Sequoia 15.0, app ecosystem integration was already strong, but this update ensures compatibility with the latest Flatpak-like third-party tools via improved sandboxing. And I bring this up because if you skipped earlier updates thinking Sequoia lacked robust security, that's changed. It's now a fortress out of the box. The elegant, minimalist design of macOS Sequoia shines even brighter now. There's no denying it's inspired by Apple's own ecosystem evolution, but while some competitors chase gimmicks, Apple has doubled down on subtle, user-centric security refinements, coming out stronger. It's an OS that's secure without being intrusive. If you're a longtime Mac user or eyeing a switch from Windows, this is a prime spot to land. My hot take, it's one of the most reliable macOS versions right now, straight from the update. So let me run down some other highlights from macOS Sequoia 15.7.3. First, Apple tackled numerous CVE entries, think protections against kernel exploits and WebKit vulnerabilities that could lead to arbitrary code execution. It's a small team making targeted swings, and their responsiveness to community reports on forums like Mac Rumors and Reddit is huge. Most fixes stem directly from user feedback. There's better control over app permissions now, and I love how notifications for security events are more granular without overwhelming you. The System Information app got subtle tweaks for monitoring resources, and you can pin key vitals to the menu bar. I also dig the refined Wi-Fi handling, where metered connections now throttle background data more smartly. And for travelers, airplane mode tweaks ensure Bluetooth stays on, handy for AirPods. Something many will love, the update installed in under 5 minutes on my 3-year-old MacBook. Super quick. I want to wrap this with a quote from the tech world that fits here. As one developer put it during a recent OS launch, an OS for everyone is an OS for no one. The Apple team isn't building macOS to please every single user. That's impossible. They're crafting one that's secure by design, streamlined for productivity, and beautifully integrated. If you vibe with its workflow and see these security limits as strengths, it'll click perfectly. You'll love it. My choice to stick with Tahoe betas isn't a knock on Sequoia's quality or utility, it's just my prefs for bleeding-edge features. I'm a casual content creator immersed in graphics and video editing and like the forward-looking stability. Honestly, Sequoia 15.7.3 impressed me so much with its rock-solid fixes that I'm tempted to switch back. Is it right for you? I totally encourage downloading it and giving it a go. Until next time, stay updated and take care of each other. See ya!